Welcome to this course, Manufacturing Technology Second Unit First and Lecture 13, Metal Cutting Operation. Okay. Uh, I I deal with in this video. I present for more small topics in very detail. Agenda for today in this video: surface finish, ideal surface finish in the turning operation. According to turning operation, okay. Current cutting fluid, okay, and cooling action, lubrication action, and types of cutting fluid and cutting fluid selection. Suppose that I choose for the special metal cutting and you choose for the special fluid, okay. Ideal surface finish in turning operation. The the geometry of this the surface finish operation is the achieved by the turning operation and cylindrical workpiece. Suppose that I will connect it to the sun in situation, see that the possible only with the sharp tools and multitude of the machine tools is greater for the elongation of all the operation is very machine tools increasing in the moment. The surface finish of the materials and present for any suitable and such that the average of RA. It the defined RT for the value of the definition of the profile of the workpiece and through the select for the depth of cut of the workpiece and formation of the chip is very thickness of the chip achieved for the very smooth surface of the workpiece. I present for this figure is this is the machining surface of the this is the present for the feed rate of the tool. Select for the thickness of the chip, remove for the workpiece. The work surface of this is the tools and work for the of the workpiece is a machining surface and the select for the speed of the tools work performed on the tool on the workpiece for the tools and they present for the maximum of the remove for the chip and the circulars of the workpiece and cylindrical surface is achieved for the very smooth surface of the according to the machining operation. And ideal surface finish some of the in analytical method for using for the see for the smooth surface of the workpiece. The surface of the rough as the area of the workpiece for the A, B, C. Select for the three step of the workpiece A, B, C area and area of C, D, E. Okay, area of C, D, E upon F. F is the feed rate. Select for the feed rate in this operation. Okay, the F is the since the straight ABC and CDE are equal, both are length and area are equal. To addition for the R is equal to area ABC upon F. The equal to R max. The select for the both area is 1 upon 1 add for the 2 the r max मतलब radius of the workpiece 2 मतलब कि r max by 4. Find the geometry of the r max upon the standard formula for surface feed rate upon cot alpha upon cot gamma. This is the angle for the alpha for distance A to B. For distance A से B is the angle, and angle upon other angle is the angle ABC angle alpha. Okay, angle both are angle is same. Okay, this angle angle A, B or R. Okay, angle alpha, and second angle is the angle C. A, B, C is angle alpha. Both are angle is same. Both angles is same. The, okay, the sustain for the putting for the value is RH. The 4 upon R f upon cos alpha plus cot gamma. Both are angle cot alpha plus cot gamma. Okay. Ideal surface finish in the turning operation. The is shown in the figure for the surface of roughened value is G. R rough is equal to R 1 minus cos gamma plus a feed rate of sin gamma plus sin cos gamma minus under root the 2 RF sin cube by gamma minus f square feed need square for the 4 the sin 4 by 4 gamma. Okay. It can be shown with the case for the surface roughness value is this is the achieved for the standard formula of the value r rough equal to roughness of value is the 8 pi 8 f square upon 18 under root 3r. This is the standard formula of the rough surface formula. Find out the rough surface of the cylindrical workpiece. The above the essential for the geometry of factors is the value represent for ideal surface finish, such as however the actual surface finish depend on the great extent for the number of factors in such that the cutting process of parameter speed, feed and depth of cut of the geometry of the cutting tools, application of the cutting fluid and work for the tool materials, fluid of the tool material and the the, the standard characteristic of the material such that of the machine tool in the convex the vibration is the very supported for the action part of the vibration in the machine operation. Selection for the standard fluid of the cutting operation in the machine. The function of the cutting fluid such that the consists of cord of the coolant is the second the other name of the fluid is the cooling of the fluid to cool of the tool and workpiece. The application of the cutting fluid is the basic work for the provided to the cooling of the tools and workpiece both. The reduce the friction. The second function of the application of the cutting fluid is the remove for the friction. The friction between the tools and surface workpiece. Okay, and the other is the application very suitable for the cutting fluid is the protect for the workpiece against for the rusting. The second application of the fluid is also contained to the remove for the surface and the remove for the heat of the workpiece and the tools. The both are friction is the less to improve the surface of finish, the such that the surface of the materials and tools both are in selected in the very smooth surface to improve the formation of data. This also for use is this fluid in the remove for the heat and the provided to the cooling of the tools and workpiece. However, for the chip formation is the zone, they are the generated to the two two zones is the first is the mechanical energy. First zone is converted to the mechanical energy into the heat, and second zone is also for generated to the heat and according to the generate of friction, and friction is between two contact surface and tools and workpiece. And the cutting operation is also controlled for the heat and can be dissipated or reduce the heat generated of the, and second is the cooling of action, and the cutting fluid also provide the cooling of the tools and workpiece, and lubrication action, the cutting fluid also provide for the lubrication of the tools and workpiece. Okay. The cutting action also for discuss in this lecture series. For the cutting fluid improve the cutting performance of the, this is the most important of the some of the properties is the improvement of the operation. What is why is the name for coolant is also provided to the, okay, since the most important of the tools is the very the tool life is directly proportional to I say that the tool life is directly proportional to the selection of the cutting fluid and cooling of the cooling provided to the cooling, okay. The 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 cooling is also continue provided in this operation, and the tool life also increase, and the tool life also increase the economics of the machines and efficiency both are also increase in this industrial operation, and so the lubrication action is the also provide the uh, all part of the machines and other components is increase for the tools, increase for the life of the machines and tools, suppose that etc. The lubrication action is also reduced for the heat generated, and the reduce the energy input to the metal cutting operation, and however for the if the friction is the cutting fluid or is the effective, it must be achieved for the interface of the machine and surface of the tools and workpiece. Lubrication action also present in continuing this video or the back to the chief of. The chief is also removed for the provided to the other surface and space of the collect for the chief in this section of the cutting operation in the machine along to the rack rack wise for the between the chief and rack face of the tools along the clearance is divided to the other surface in the what materials is collected for the and removed for the surface, and the finished work is also for included to the heat and other session for in this operation. The work surface of the tools, each of these of the lubrication and cutting fluid can be applied for this operation and other method for the lubrication action. In case each of these three, lubrication is the fluid cut for the chief and other coolant materials is the selected to the applied for any following methods. I present for this operation the this is the workpiece action for the okay, and this is the tool. Okay, this is the tools, and this is the rack. This is the chief. This is the first zone. This is the generated to the heat. Okay, heat, and this is the rack face. This is the rack face of the machines, and this is the flank face. The flank face between the tools and cutting chip thickness is the of the workpiece. Okay, the direction along with the cutting fluid could be applied for metal cutting operation. Floating is floating and jet application. Jet is also used in the provided to the supply of coolant and mis missed application. The floating of high volume flow of the cutting fluid is the generalized application on the back of the chip. Lubrication action is continued. In the jet application, the cutting fluid, which may be either is the liquid of a gas, and this is the also provide in the liquid and gas is applied into form of the fine jet under the pressure is the 4 megapascal, and the jet pressure of the 4 megapascal. This process has been found to that the drop of the penetration and cutting fluid into the chip tools and the interface better to than the flooding of action. In most applications of the small drop and the cutting fluid are displayed in the gas medium. Generalized are the mixture of mixture is applied for the cutting zone is the true for clearance of action. This method is combined the attractive property of the gaseous and liquidus of the application on the lubrication application. Lubrication action advantage and disadvantage of the lubrication action. The large surface is volume ratio each of the provided for the possibility and rapid vaporization, which improve the step that for the must be produced penetration for chip and tool interface. Both are in the small size of the particle improve the penetrating the ability of the cutting fluid, and the consumption of cutting fluid is much less for the order of 3 ml per hour. And there is neither for replacement of the cutting fluid from the chips and frequent clearance of the sham. The compressed air is the must help the keep of the chef away from the cutting zone and the lower of the allowing for the operator for following the machine on layout of the easily for other for no simplify of the cutting fluid, and the this is the keeping of the machines in the operator for the surroundings and the clearance of the other machine fluid are the uploadable for this is the intention. Thank you so much, friends.